So, hi, I'm Phoenix, back again. I just reviewed Dark Souls, and I'm reviewing all the books that I just read in like a week. So, there's a few. um, I'm reviewing Mortal Gods by Kendare Blake. I don't. Maybe that's how you pronounce it. I'm not sure. This is a paperback, so I'm going to read the back of it. This is the second book to the Goddess War, actually. Um, so please, for the love of Goddess, please read the first book. Um, what's the first book called? Fuck. Um, Anti-Goddess. Okay, so Ares, god of war, is leading the other dying gods into battle, which is just fine with Athena. She's ready to wage a war of her own, and she's never liked him anyway. If Athena is lucky, the winning gods will have their immortality restored. If not, at least she'll have killed the bloody lot of them, and she and Hermes can die in peace. Cassandra Weaver is a weapon of fate, the girl who kills gods, but all she wants is for the god she loved and lost to return to life. If she can't have that, then the other gods will burn, starting with his murderer, Aphrodite. The alliance between Cassandra and Athena is fragile. Cassandra suspects Athena lacks the will to truly kill her own family, and Athena fears that Cassandra's hate will get them all killed. The war takes them across the globe, searching for lost gods, old enemies, and Achilles, the greatest warrior the world has ever seen. As the struggle escalates, Athena and Cassandra must find a way to work together, because if they can't, fates far worse than death await. So Kendare is a new author to watch out for. I loved the Anna Dressed in Blood series, and Anti-Goddess was just fantastic. Mortal Gods picks up right where we left off, and the mythology is just as interesting and unique. The violence and action scenes are juicy. All I can say is that I can't wait for Ungodly. That's the third book. And that's USA's today's Happy Ever After blog, must-read romance. So, this is the second book, and I love trilogies, and I love my favorite part of Warrior Cats series is that it's a never-ending series. It's an ongoing series, and it's like a TV show for cats, like a what do you call it? Those shits that your mother used to watch when you were a kid. I'm still half asleep, so I can't think of anything right now. Like Days of Our Lives. What is that called? What kind of show is that called? It's like that for cats, right? And so I love things like that. I love never-ending series, and I love series of books. I love trilogies, especially when they're big books like this. Not big, like medium-sized books. This book is 366 pages, so it's not like a big book, but it's medium. It's a good-sized book. The Goddess War series, I already saw it in the library and on the shelves when I was in school and when I went to the library, and I don't know why I never wanted to read it. Something always just didn't, like, I just wasn't interested. And I was more interested in the Goddess Test series. I'm not really interested into the Olympic gods, and I kind of think those gods are like very pompous. And I don't really like working with them that much. Apollo is okay. I think Apollo and Artemis are the least pompous. And then Hades and Persephone, they're dark gods, so they're okay. But like Zeus, Hera, Aphrodite, Poseidon, Ares, they're very pompous. And I don't like their energy. I don't really care for their energy. So I was never really interested in like reading about them. But then I did. I read the first book and was like, you know what, I'm just gonna read this. And I liked it. I liked it a lot more than I thought I would. There's romance in the first book. There's romance and a lot of holy shit that happened. Oh my god, stuff. It'll keep you interested. It'll keep you locked in. It's something to do. It's something to read. It's not necessarily a quick read. So it's going to keep you into this world for a while. So that's what I like. I don't like quick reads. I really don't. Cause I get too drawn in to books. So the smaller the book, the worse it is. Not like because it's harder for me to really get past. Cause I get this for people who like to read, we get this type of book hangover. And when the story is done, and it sucks. So I really like longer books and bigger books. This is this is a really decent sized book. So if you don't like small books either, and if you don't like big books, this is a perfect sized book to read. Just in the middle of big and small, and it has a point of view of the other gods as well. So you get to read about their point of view of life and their fear of dying, and they don't even fully understand it because they're immortal. They've been immortal forever, and they've always been there basically, and they just don't understand death. Like they don't understand. They don't fully understand that they're gonna die, but they're afraid of it because it's like, what the fuck? And a god does die, and they look for them, and he's not in the underworld. So they're like, what the fuck happens to us when we die? They don't know because they've never died before. And in this book, you find out what's behind the scenes, what's causing all of this to happen. And like, oh shit, it was a twist. And the main characters, do not know this, and so they think they can win. But there's something that they don't know. So it's going to be harder than that. And so that's why there's a third book. That's why this book isn't the last book. Because if it had been just that simple, then it would have been the last book. Because there is a war. There is a battle in this book. That they think they're prepared for, but they're actually not. We get to meet Ares in this book, and his wolves, his I guess that's part of mythology, but I don't read a lot about Olympic gods, so I didn't know that Ares had, wolves and stuff like that. Pain, famine, I think. Oblivion and fear, panic. Yeah. So, speaking of this book itself, I like how Cassandra is kind of changing. She's a real 3D character, not just 2D. She's very human and real. So I like that. I did get sucked into the book, so that's 3 stars automatically. The character development, I would say, is 0.5 stars. So 3.5. I like the whole how the characters interacted with each other, and the whole realistic kind of arguments and discomfort with each other and drama with each other. So very realistic. That's part of the character development, though. The twists in it, I would say another 0.5 stars. So I would say I would give this book I would give this book 4 stars. Yeah. I'm gonna give this book 4 stars. I would suggest this book to like pagans. It's not a what I'm uncomfortable with a lot when it comes to like fiction books about gods is that it is they talk badly about gods, and it's not worshipful. It's not they are going to badmouth your gods. If you worship an Olympic god, they are going to badmouth your god, and they're going to. It is uncomfortable sometimes for me, but for me, I just see it as a whole different character. It's not based upon the actual god, so that's how I can distance myself from that. Like when I read Percy Jackson and the Apollo series. I never read the actual Percy Jackson series, but the Apollo series I read, and it made me very uncomfortable at first because Apollo is my patron god. I'm like, they're just talking bad about Apollo like he's not a real god. And I'm like, you know what? This is a character. And like, in Marvel, I used to get really upset about how they talk about Norse gods, but it's just a character. It's not gods themselves, it's just a character. So that I kind of distance myself from that. Like, it's 2 different things. But if you're interested in mythology, or pagan stuff, I would suggest this book to you. If you like retelling of mythology, because I'm really interested in that kind of stuff. I'm interested in retellings of things. I was very interested in the Hades Persephone retellings once upon a time. Like I was really, there's actually a lot of books, a lot of young adult books and new adult books, based on the Hades Persephone story. And so if you like retellings like that, then I would suggest this book for you. It's not really a retelling, but it does, mythology plays a lot in it. And what else? It is a young adult book for those who, just to let you know. I did already say it's by Kendare Blake. Yeah. Start with the Anti-Goddess series. The Anti-Goddess book first, because I swear to God, I hate. So it is a sin. It is a sin to read the second book first. Don't ever do that. Don't ever catch me. Don't ever let me catch you doing that. It's disgusting, and I cannot ever accept it. Ever. I will always judge you. Always. No matter what. Oh, the library didn't. I don't care. Buy it if you have to. get it from another library, get the first book first, okay? Please. Please. I accidentally did that with Warrior Cats. One of the books that I read, I didn't finish reading the third book, and I was like halfway done with it, and then I got the fourth book, and I'm like, there's things that I didn't read, and I felt so fucking bad. I had to like cleanse myself and like go to a priest and like, please absolve me of my sins, because that's how bad I felt. I'm kidding. Yes, I would say this book is 4 stars. So, thank you for watching, and blessed be.